Hello, this is Mr. Huff, and I want to go over the physics study guide for chapters 15, 16, and 17. Let's look at the first point. The presence of blank is indicated by the rotational velocity outside of the visible boundary of our galaxy being greater than would be expected on the basis of observed stars and gas. What we're seeing here is probably the presence of dark matter. The Milky Way galaxy is one of many blank of galaxies in the universe. It's one of many billions of galaxies in the universe. Way more than just us. Which type of radiation is most useful to map the structure of our galaxy? The one that has been most promising so far is radiation. Radio waves. What was Harlow Shapley, let's call him Shapley, able to measure using globular clusters? He was the first one to measure the structure of the Milky Way galaxy using globular clusters. How many stars are in the Milky Way? About 200 billion. One of the reasons that the Kapteyn underestimated the size of the Milky Way and Shapley overestimated is that they did not recognize the dimming effects of interstellar dust. Dust was the problem. That's why I put dust at the start of this to give you a hint. 3 parts of the Milky Way. You have a halo and a bulge and a disk. Define and describe an H2 region. An H2 region is a place where hydrogen gas is ionizing, and we can view that spectral image, or that spectral, those spectral lines, as hydrogen 2. So that is a place where hydrogen gas is being ionized. There's some pretty cool pictures if you look at it. Identify the reasons that it's difficult, if not impossible, to observe population 3 stars. They are rare and hard to find. They are contaminated and appear to look like population 2 stars. And another thing is they're extremely massive, and that makes their lifespan very, very short. So they're rare, they don't last very long, and they look like other stars due to contamination. That's the big ideas. About how far is the solar system from the center of the Milky Way? The answer is 8.5 kpc, or kiloparsecs. Define supercluster. Be very clear about what it includes. It is a cluster of dozens of galaxy clusters, not just galaxies, but clusters of other galaxies. Define the local group. Be very clear about what it includes. This is a cluster of galaxies, and the Milky Way is part of the local group, hence its name, local. What makes the nucleus of active galaxies so powerful? Well, that is going to be the massive black hole in the center. Define Seyfert galaxies. Include information about the shape and luminosity. Seyfert galaxies are spirals, and they have an abnormally luminous nucleus. It's very bright. The center is really bright. So again, look over your notes that you've taken about Seyfert galaxies. Comparing elliptical and spiral galaxies based on the population types of stars they contain. Do they contain type 1 or type 2 or both? So elliptical galaxies contain mostly population 2 stars, while spiral galaxies contain both population 1 and population 2 stars. Define and describe the 3 main galaxy types. I'm going to get you to look at your notes. 2 of them are spirals and ellipticals. I guess the third one would be irregulars. Just kidding. You need to be able to define galactic cannibalism. I'll leave that to you to go write that down and put it in your notebook. That's a straight out definition. Not tricky at all. What can we determine with the modified form of Kepler's third law? We can determine the mass of the galaxy using that on a very large scale. The rotation curves, let's see what that tells us. When we plot the rotation of our galaxy, the curves that come out of that, that provides really strong evidence for the existence of dark matter. I'm going to make you look up the term that describes the origin of the universe. It's really easy. There's even a popular sitcom named after it. Okay, so what happens and for how long if the density of the universe is less than the critical density? Then what that's going to mean is what occurs if that happens is the universe will expand forever. It will continue to just grow out from the center and get larger and larger and larger forever. Where does cosmic microwave background radiation come from? That is radiation that has existed as a result of the birth of the universe. So it's been there since the beginning. Why does it have a low temperature today? That's because the universe is expanding, and when, just like in gases, as things expand, the temperature decreases. What law can help us deduce the age of the universe? This is our friend Hubble. Define cosmology. That's easy. Just go do it. Describe the expansion of the universe in simple terms. What is it doing? It's expanding and it's speeding up as it expands. And according to physics, it shouldn't do that unless there was mass on the outside attracting it, so it's dark matter. When we look at dark energy, it appears to make up approximately 70% of the universe. And assuming galaxies have always moved at the velocities they have now, how old is the universe? That gives us an estimate of 14 billion years. Define the cosmic horizon. You should look up this definition, and it should describe a specific distance related to the speed of light. Define the inflationary theory, or inflationary universe theory, and include the odd behavior. You should see something in this definition where it describes gravity as being a repulsive force. Gravity as we know it is always attractive and not repulsive, but in the inflationary universe theory, at one point, gravity was actually repulsive. And what is the NGC, or the New General Catalog, and who started it? And that is a list of stars and galaxies and other astronomical bodies that was initially started by Herschel. Why can't we measure the distance to galaxies with parallax? And what do astronomers use instead? Remember that parallax only works for a few light years because we have to use triangulation to do this. And the biggest distance we can achieve is the orbit of the Earth as the base of our triangle. And that means that things that are really, really far away, we don't get enough angle measurement change to really detect how far that is. What they use instead is standard candles. And that concludes a quick review of this study guide.